Hi, my name is Sri and welcome to Upshot. This is a channel on productivity and personal development. Today I am coming with an interesting topic, that is tracking habits. It's basically in three parts: why you need to track your habit, and how to track your habit, and what could be a potential dark side in tracking your habit. So I am giving the timestamps for your reference here, and let's get into the content. So the part one is why we need to track our habits. I have identified 5 important points on why we need to track your habits. So let's go over them one by one. So the first one is, it is highly likely that you are going to achieve your goal if you are tracking your habits. So let's say if you are having a bigger goal in picture, and this goal has been split up into smaller habits, and you are tracking those habits over time. In this case, you'll not only end up being more confident, and you'll also be more oriented, and you'll know if you're going in the right direction or not. So the second one is, tracking a habit gives you a sense of accomplishment, that sense of completing something every day. That is very much required in order to repeat the habit every day. So if you're tracking it, and if you know that you have been doing it for a long time, it is highly unlikely that you are going to stop doing it. So the third one is, looking back at your tracker actually gives you a sense of control in your life. Even if you have a slip of habit few days in a row or something like that, you can very well go back to your tracker, and it will actually give you the energy to get back on tracks once again. So the fourth one is, you can actually identify which habits are actually giving you best of the outcomes, and which habits are actually making you addictive and reducing your productivity. So example, in case of social media or gaming, we might get addicted to it, and if you are tracking your time on how much time you are spending on a daily basis in either social media or gaming, you'll be knowing how much you are wasting your time at the end of the day. So check out my previous video here in order to know more about this particular point alone. Once you have been tracking your habits for a long time, you would have realized the power of the compounding effect. So like finance, the compounding effect also takes place in your life too. Let's say you have developed a habit of going to a gym or going to a yoga class. You will not see the benefits of going to the class in a day or two, right? So once you have been tracking this habit for some time, and suddenly in 3 or 4 months, you will see yourself looking better, and you getting more energetic, and you becoming more beautiful or handsome. So considering these five important points that I mentioned, I think I have convinced you on why you need to track your habits. Now let's go on to how to tracking the habits. So basically, tracking habits, as you have all known, you can either do it manually, or you can either do it using a digital platform. But I would strongly recommend you to do a digital platform, because it's easier to store your data for the long run, and you can easily find out trends, and also it helps you to do a visualization of the data in the future if needed. So some of the trackers that you can use are either fitness trackers like Fitbit or Samsung Watch or Apple Watch or something like that. You can also use sleep trackers. I think even Fitbit and other fitness bands also can be used for sleep tracking, but I use this one. This is an Oura Ring. This actually helps you to track your sleep, and it gives you what was the quality of your sleep last night, and it updates it every day. If you have watched my videos previously, you would have known right now that I am using Todoist for my To-Do app. So I also use this app in order to track my daily clearance rate. So let's say you are able to complete 5 or 6 tasks every day, so that will actually give you a clear estimate of how much tasks you can handle every day. And apart from this, I've also been using Notion, and Notion has been my centralized library of everything, and that is the app that I use in order to track my habits. And let me share my template with you. So this is the habit tracker template which I'm planning to use from the 1st of July. So if you see, the dates are in the rows and the habits are in the columns. So brushing, basically I only brush once a day. I wanted to develop the habit of brushing twice a day, that is in the morning as well as during the night. So I just added this, and this is the article. Ken is an article which I actually follow. I just wanted to read it every day, and I just wanted to contribute something to my YouTube channel every day. So I have just made that into an habit here. And if you see, the next one is Oura. Oura is the sleep tracker which I told you. I just wanted to hit a best score every day. So if I'm not hitting a best score, I'm just not going to check this box out. And I also love to stretch, and I would like to do yoga every day, so I've added that here as well. And I'm also maintaining a financial tracker in order to track my financial habits. So if I have completed my financial tracker, or if I have updated my financial tracker, I'll actually check this box too. And at the end of the day, around 8:30 or 9 p.m. I usually update Notion, which is the same tracker itself. So once I have updated the tracker, I'll actually check this box out. We also go for a walk every day, so I'm just tracking that too here. And I'm reading through Kindle nowadays in my tablet, so I have also put that here in order to develop the habit of reading. And we used to clean our houses in regular intervals, so if I'm doing any cleaning in the house, I'll just mark those days here. And also I would like to do some push-ups every day in order to build my core stamina, so I'm just putting that also here. So these are the list of habits that I wanted to track. Also, there are apps to track your calories. If you're interested to do that, you can do track what you are eating, and you'll know what is the calorie intake that you are doing as well. That brings us to part 3, that is a dark side in tracking the habits. Sometimes we tend to become more focused on the number or the tracking habit instead of the actual habit itself. So let's say if you have a tracker for completing 10,000 steps every day in your Fitbit or in your fitness app, and if you are completing only 9,500 steps and you are back home already. So I have seen some of my friends just sitting like this and moving their hands in order to complete 10,000 steps. In my Todoist app, I have a target of completing at least 5 tasks every day. So sometimes if I'm not having 5 tasks for the day, I like to make a fool of myself and add some simple tasks to it, like watering the plants, getting to fill the kettle or something like that. I'll just make a fool out of myself in order to just get that score every day. So Charles Goddard in late 1970s, he told that when measure becomes a target, it ceases to become a good measure. What it means is you tend to optimize your behavior for wrong measurements or tracking habits. So when we optimize our behavior in order to do wrong measurements, we end up picking up the bad habits. So this could be a potential downside of tracking the habits, but you have to make sure that you are putting yourself back on track, and if you're diverting from your good habits. So that's it from me today. Start tracking your habits. Have a productive day and peace out.